Welcome to Reel Doofs Christmas edition. Hi, I'm Drew.
I'm Brian. I'm Mrs. Claus in this one.
And I'm Laura, the elf.
And the elf. And this is our Christmas movie podcast. It's not actually a Christmas movie podcast, but it's our movie podcast. And this is our annual Christmas episode. So we are very excited to bring this forward to the masses. Today we're going slightly untraditional. Yeah,
unhinged. Yeah.
Yes, that's.
We're always unhinged.
I was gonna say that's normal though.
Yeah.
We're
Nothing
going
new there.
slightly untraditional with this movie that we're going to be doing today. It's not necessarily classified as a Christmas movie, but we are considering it because it involves snow.
Okay.
So yeah,
Holiday-ish time.
Yes, holiday times. Plenty of this movie does not have snow. Yet there will be times where there is some snow or ice, stuff like that. So today, by the way, also, I am not leading. Laura is going to be leading us through our movie today.
Yes.
And
Santa's little helper here.
Santa's little helper is going through it. I'm happy because I didn't do any research, and then I was like, "This is Laura's movie. I'm not doing anything. I haven't seen it in a long time." Today, Brian, we are going to be watching Edward Scissorhands.
Oh. Okay.
Now, do you know who the lead actor is in Edward Scissorhands?
Yes.
And that would be?
Mr. Jonathan Depp.
Correct. Yeah. Excellent. Well, Brian, I think you may know this, but Johnny Depp is not only a very versatile actor who seems to uncancel himself, but
that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, but he's also a dare I say talented musician. And he has a band, which I don't know what it's called, but we are going to play a little game.
Do you think him and Jared Leto ever jam with Keanu Reeves?
No, you know what though? You just said something to me that makes me wish I changed with this game, but it's going to be called Johnny Depp or Bob Dylan. And I'm going to give you lines.
Oh no.
I'm going to give you lines from songs, and you just tell us, Laura and Brian, you just tell us, is this a Bob Dylan lyric or is it a Johnny Depp lyric? Okay.
I'd be real bad at this because I hate Bob Dylan.
Yeah. All right. So the first one, and I'm just going to read a few lines, not just like one. I'll read a couple. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to do any accents. I was debating trying to do all of it in a Bob Dylan accent, but I'm not going to do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome, because I tried it and it was not. It would have been humorous,
not because
but it wasn't.
Of that,
yeah.
Just because I don't like it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Here we go. Johnny Depp or Bob Dylan. Yes. And how many times must a man look up before he can see the sky? And how many ears must a man have before he can hear people cry?
I'm thinking Bob Dylan.
Yeah, it's Bob Dylan.
It is Bob Dylan, or in Forrest Gump, the song that Bobby Dylan sang at the strip club. Yes.
Oh, I'm like, this sounds familiar.
Yes. Okay. Good. All right. That's good. All right. So, our next one, here we go. But slow, little girl, hark and hush. The birds are singing sweetly. You'll miss the birds completely. You're traveling so fleetly.
I think this is Bobby Dylan.
I agree. Why is the rhyming so bad?
I'll explain that. That's actually Johnny Depp from Into the Woods. His song as the Big Bad Wolf. But
when it said little girl, I was like, ew.
If I had read any more, grandmother first, then Miss Plump. What a delectable couple. Utter perfection. One brittle, one supple. Yes. All right, cool. All right, let's try our next one. The unknown, no one of nowhere. knew nothing, knew as never before, lost his life in love with love, left alone always, leapt off towards another waste of what would wind up what once was.
I hate it. I think it's Johnny Depp.
What a tongue twister you have there. I also agree with Johnny Depp.
That is absolutely Johnny Depp in a song called Congratulations. Okay. All right.
At first I was like, oh, I want to Google to listen to what he sounds like. And now I'm like, I don't really want to hear that at all.
All right. We'll do 2 more.
Okay.
2 or 3 max, depending how quickly this goes. And what did you hear, my blue-eyed son? And what did you hear, my darling young one? I hear the sound of thunder. It roared out warning. Heard the roar of a wave that could drown the whole world.
Bob Dylan.
Depp.
Ooh. That is... drum roll. That's no real drum roll, just me saying it. That is Bob Dylan in Hard Rain's Gonna Fall. And that's also the opening line of the song that he plays in the movie that's about him, that's coming out, that Timothy Chalamet is playing Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
And Timothée actually does sings all the songs himself also.
Oh, wow.
So, all right, let's do...
I mean, Butler can go like, we're stuck. I'm stuck in my voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm also stuck in my voice.
Yeah, it's funny. He's got like a Timothée, but also Dylan-y voice. Cool. All right. We'll do, we'll try this one. We'll see how it goes. Ready? I expect this one. We'll see. All right. Come, mothers and fathers throughout the land, and don't criticize what you can't understand. Your sons and daughters are beyond your command. Your old road is rapidly aging. Please get out of the new one if you can't lend a hand, for the times, they are a-changing.
That's Bob Dylan.
That's Bob Dylan. Yeah.
That's one of his more fit. Yep.
I thought you were gonna leave out the title of the song.
I was, but I figured, I wanted to see.
If you didn't, I may have questioned myself a little more.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Fine. This is our last one. All right.
One more. Yeah.
I hope this one is as equally obvious to you.
I'm Johnny Depp.
You ready? Here we go. Yeah, right.
Why'd you shit in my bed?
Yeah. Here we go. People say we got it made. Don't they know? We're so afraid. Isolation. We're afraid to be alone. Everybody gotta have a home. Isolation. Just a boy and a little girl trying to change the whole wide world. Isolation.
Ew.
It's Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
Also,
why
I
I
hate
hate
it.
it so much.
Yeah. Well, you basically got everything right. So good job. I had, that's it. I had like one other Bob Dylan one, but I think it was also a very obvious one. So,
I can add on one thing as a little quiz for you both. So there is a porn parody for this movie.
Yes.
What
Excellent.
do you think the name is?
Edward Dildo Hands.
It's pretty good.
He's got just
Edward's.
It's the scene from Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Right?
Hot dog fingers.
Edward Scissorhands.
Oh, okay. Different direction. So Brian was very close. Edward Penis Hands.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
But he doesn't have multiple. It's just one big one on each hand, I guess. I didn't look it up. That was the description.
Surprising. I'm surprised you didn't do the
You
research.
could do I thought you were saying surprising there's not 5 on each.
I feel like I'd want the dexterity of having the. All right, now this is a would you rather.
Yeah.
Would you rather? But would you have control over them all? Like, wait till you see the movie. You might change your mind about having 5 on each.
Which movie? Edward Penis Hands?
No,
We're
Edward
going back to-
Scissorhands.
Oh, okay.
So surprise, double
Yeah.
feature.
Oh, I love that. That's good shit.
All
Very
right.
cool.
As soon as I saw that little fun fact, I was like, oh, well, we definitely
Yeah.
have to talk about that.
Absolutely.
All right.
Cool.
So we can jump in
Yeah.
to Edward Scissorhands. It was released December 7th, 1990. So maybe
Nice.
that also has something to do with making it feel like a little holiday movie.
Christmassy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also haven't seen the movie in a long time. I definitely know I watched it a lot when I was a kid, but
Yeah.
I don't remember how it ends. I don't really remember. I remember like the little kind of funny parts, but I don't remember the plot.
Yeah.
It is described as a gothic romantic fantasy film, which I thought was interesting because I always in my head thought it was more like a comedy, but
Yeah.
maybe I just don't remember correctly. Rated PG-13. It was directed by Tim Burton. We all know Mr. Tim Burton,
Yep.
Beetlejuice, Batman, and then also produced by Tim Burton, but then also with Denise Devoni. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name. But I looked at her IMDb. She's done over 40 movies, and so many of them were so good. I only picked out like a few, but Heathers, Batman Returns, Nightmare Before Christmas, James and the Giant Peach, Practical Magic, Crazy Stupid Love, Little Women, like so many.
Yeah, nice.
Written by Caroline Thompson, but it was based off of a story that Tim Burton wrote when he was a child, but she kind of like brought it to life. She also wrote The Addams Family, Homeward Bound, Nightmare Before Christmas. I know, good old Homeward Bound. And then music. Do you know who does the music for
Of course.
One? Okay. Is there a way that we can get Brian to guess? Because
yes.
I'm not good at this. Can you get him to guess?
I think I know.
Take a guess. You're probably right.
I'm trying to remember his name. Danny Elfman?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. Frequent collaborator with Burton. Not on everything, but like
it's over 20 projects with him. And then also Good Will Hunting that we watched.
Yes. Now Danny Elfman's also problematic, so I'll just move on.
I didn't know that until I was looking at it because I was going to introduce him as like our boy Danny Elfman. Then I was like, oh nope, shouldn't do that.
Good old Danny Elfman, love everything he does inside and outside of work. Good old Danny Elfman.
Definitely not. Pretty much anyone you Google, it's like.
I know. I feel like we should have like a little thing here that like at some point in the history of this podcast, we've probably praised someone who has then subsequently been canceled or we didn't know at the time of
And you know what's going to end up happening too is like the only person who's going to be like the good one in Hollywood is going to be fucking James Cameron. Like we're never going to hear anything bad about him.
Like such a good dude.
He's just such a dickhead all the time that no one's like, well, he's just an asshole. He's not like a grabber. Like, God damn it. Good on you, James Cameron. Fucking ass. But
so you said you know that Johnny Depp is in this movie. Do you know anybody else that is in this movie, Brian?
I think there's a main actress, and it is Winona Ryder.
I'll give you that. Yeah,
you
are correct on that one.
And that's it.
Her and Johnny Depp were actually dating at the time of this movie. Yeah.
This is when he got his Winona tattoo and then had to cover it up when they broke up, and it now says Wino Forever.
Is that
wait, really?
Really?
You can Google that. Yep. I mean, he may have gotten it removed, but he had it from Winona to Wino Forever.
That's what he went with. Like
that's what he went with.
He couldn't cover it up with anything else.
He could not have. He decided Wino Forever.
I think that's great. I love that.
Fitting. So, and then, so where do you think this movie takes place? Like when and where? What are the vibes?
I think it takes place in. You said this came out in the 80s, right?
Or 1990.
1990. I think it takes place in 1990 in a little unnamed suburban town.
Cool.
Okay.
Or it might have a name, but I don't think we're gonna know like what state it's in.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the U.S., some suburban little village or town.
And can I make another actor guess? Because again, I have not seen this in a long time, but I there are two other actors. One I know their name. One I don't know their name, so I'm not going to guess the person I don't know their name. But I believe we've got a good old Diane Wiest in this film as well. Yes, Diane Wiest is in this movie, so I'm very excited. But the antagonist is Michael is in his name. I don't know if his first name is Michael or his last name is Michael, and he's got like a 3 name, 3 something. So, but Brian, I'm gonna tell you, it's the nerd. You've seen The Breakfast Club, right?
Yeah, it's been a long time.
Okay. The nerd in The Breakfast Club is the antagonist in this, and that boy had a glow up. Just gonna say. My boy
had a time, right? Because Breakfast Club was like
85, 86.
Like 5-year difference.
And he was also in 16 Candles.
16 Candles, yes.
Where he's like also
nerdy. Yeah. And again, our boy had a glow up.
Yep.
Big glow up.
I'm looking him up. I just got to close all these browser windows.
Is it what is it? Yeah. Is Anthony Michael Hall?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yep. So I knew Michael was somewhere in that damn name.
And I think there's a couple others that you will, once you see them, you'll recognize them, but I don't know that you would remember them.
Yeah. There is one guy in the group with Anthony Michael Hall, like in his era. I don't want to say what he is or reminds me of. I want Brian to do his whole guesses. But there's like one person in his like group, I think, that is like very noticeable now, if I remember correctly. But it's like their first movie or something. Could be wrong, but you know what? It's probably Hank Azaria.
We're finally gonna get a movie with Hank.
Yeah, we're just gonna full circle back to Hank Azaria and everything now, I guess. Anyway, all right.
I hope it's just that like Liam Neeson's the mailman or something.
Oh, that'd be so amazing. Oh wait, there's a very famous old horror actor in this movie as well. Like. I think this was his last movie too. I think he. Okay. Or is this like part of your facts? Because I don't want to get into it. Yeah.
Do you know his name?
Absolutely.
You could say.
Should I? Okay, cool. Vincent Price is in this film. Yes.
Yep.
And then I think I probably remember more than I think I do. So I'm going to stop guessing.
Okay.
From the bridge of Thriller, right?
Yes. Yes, Brian. Good job, bud.
Thanks. I don't even know what that is. I know him from like 10 Commandments, which is we were forced to watch every Easter on TV.
Yeah, I don't know that I've seen a film. 4 hours. It's just someone that you know exists.
The Fly.
House of Wax.
The original, not the.
These are like 50s movies. Yeah. All right. So I have a few random questions for you.
I still want to know what Brian thinks the whole movie's about in general, too.
We have a few questions and then we can fill in the gaps after that. Where do you think Edward comes from? Or do you think he's just walking around already with Scissorhands? Or like, how does
I don't think they're gonna. Yeah. I don't think they're gonna fully explain it. I think this is gonna be a lot like Stranger Things, and I think Winona Ryder is gonna find Edward in the woods, like trying to gather vegetables or something, like trying to hunt and gather all of his own. But I think he escaped like a government lab.
Oh, nice.
I think he was created in like a lab.
Did the government give him scissor hands, or was he born with them?
Yeah, I think it's like a Weapon X type of thing.
Got
it. His original scissors were made of bone.
Bones.
This is giving very Iron Giant vibes. Found in the woods.
Yeah. Yeah, he gets caught in an electrical station and Winona's got to like turn it off.
Yeah. The best part is that he actually has both. He had both his hands bitten off by a shark, and that's why they brought him. No.
So we know he has scissors for hands. What do you think? I think that's been established. Not going to be a surprise. What do you think some of the like comedic things that are going to happen with his scissor hands? Like, do you think he has good control over them, or is he going to do weird things with them? Is he going to have some little oopsies?
I think there'll be some. I think he'll accidentally stab a few people.
Okay. Stabbings.
I don't know that he harms himself with the scissors. Like, I feel like he's got good enough control to like not injure himself too much. I think he's gonna be really good at them for some things. So like I feel like there's a scene where he's like, maybe I'm just thinking of Sweeney Todd, but I think that he's really good at being
movies with Johnny Depp and scissors.
Yeah, a hairdresser.
I was like, I think he's gonna be a really good hairdresser. I was like, oh, maybe that's Sweeney Todd, the very famous demon barber.
Maybe it's about.
But yeah, I still think I'm right. I still think he is good at cutting hair. He's like very fast. He can, and it's like his hands just move very quick, and he's good at that. He'll trim some hedges. Okay. And he'll make, but I think he's like creative, so I don't think he's like cutting straight lines. I think he's making like shapes or animals out of them. And I think the neighborhood's very cookie cutter. So like him being kind of a weirdo, I think he'll probably stand out in the neighborhood a little bit, but also like the landscaping that he's doing is like way out there for what the neighborhood wants.
He's gonna stand out with Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I know what you mean though.
He'll be a bad bartender.
Yeah.
He's not gonna be able to hold glasses very easily.
I love it. There is a character called Peg Boggs. She is a door-to-door saleswoman. Now, thinking of the time being 1990, what do you think she sells door-to-door?
VHS players.
People were just walking around.
Selling.
Well, that's how my family got our VHS player
really?
from no one did that.
I mean, do you remember when people sold encyclopedias door to door?
Yeah.
Like, that's so wild.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
Why? Couldn't you just go to a store and buy them?
I know, and we could only afford A.
That's all you got. A and Z.
But I was nasty with all those A words,
what was
baby.
The smallest letter, probably like U or something.
Yeah. X probably, right?
Yeah.
Probably just lumped like Y and Z together.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I remember one of my friends had the full set, and I like thought it was.
Oh, they came
cool.
for money. They
And
fucking came for money, baby.
Cool, but that was like yeah, you knew that they had money.
Yep.
If you had like ice maker in your fridge and the full encyclopedia collection, you got money.
Yeah, baby. Mm-hmm. Yep. Man, you know they were killing it on their homework.
Yeah. All right, we have a couple other questions.
They were looking up things like isotopes, and you're like, "What is it?" Sorry.
We have an uncredited appearance by what I would say a very famous boy band member when he was a child. It's very quick. So I wanted you to guess to see who you think that may be.
I think it's
one of the top boy bands. Like you would know who this person is.
Is this film a Disney film? Yeah, we're watching it.
Well, it's a Fox movie, I believe.
20th Century Fox. Yeah.
I'm still gonna say I think it's JT.
Okay.
It's Justin Timberlake.
Let me think. Uncredited too, huh? Okay.
Because it's just he's like a background little clip.
1990.
You see their face.
You don't even see their face?
I don't know. I don't know. It looks like it was just a quick.
All right.
But it was his first like acting gig.
JT's a really good one, though.
You're definitely in the right.
The right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna say Ashley Angel from O-Town.
Oh, okay. I like that. That's good.
I'm very confident it's not Ashley Angel from O-Town. I didn't want to say the same thing Brian did.
Love it. Okay, one more question. How many words do you think Edward says in the whole movie? I can give you a clue that it's under. Do I want to give you a clue?
No, don't.
I don't know. Okay.
You just know it's light.
Yeah,
it's light on the Depp dialogue.
Yeah.
I think he says 20 words.
Nice.
Okay.
I'll go up to 45.
Cool. All right. Those were the questions that I had. And you kind of talked about what you think the plot is like, but do you have anything else that you want to add that you think might happen?
I don't think so. I think the main plot is going to be that Winona Ryder finds him and is like, I could really use those scissor hands at my barber shop. And I'm going to take him in and take care of him and put him to work, cleaning the hedges and doing hair and doing ice sculptures. And
now, don't forget, it was also a romantic film genre.
Oh.
So
she has a thing for scissors.
Yeah. And then I think that the plot then will probably be that she's like thinks that she can get like something like it's less caretaking and more like this will be beneficial to have you around because you've got these scissor for hands. But then they fall in love. And the town then doesn't like either of them because they're both weirdos.
Like a Frankenstein sort of story. They're like,
they all learn the power of Christmas.
Oh,
and that's how we tie it back into Christmas.
Okay.
I like it.
Tied that up nicely. Nice little bow.
I do love when you get the when we send the link out, the just plot description on Disney Plus is so off, and it's a one sentence description, and it's just not the plot of the movie at all. So
I had grabbed a description from, I don't remember where it was from, and I thought it was so funny too that I had it and I was gonna say it at the end.
Go ahead, yeah, go.
Well, not after we watched the movie.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like such a ridiculous movie.
It does.
It kind of is. So.
Yep. But it says nothing to what the movie's actually about.
Oh, really?
Which is wild.
All right. I think we're good to see some Scissorhands.
Yeah. Let's do it. It's scissor time. Let's get scissoring.
You beat me to it. Is the part that's unfinished is that he was going to replace the scissor hands with regular hands?
Yes.
Why was scissor hands the placeholder?
Yes, exactly. What kind of fucking assholes I'm out of hands.
A hook.
Yeah. I'm out of hands. I'll just put a bunch of scissor fingers on him.
Yeah. Good luck peeing.
Oh my God. No. Uh-oh. They're just standing out there like a pack of vultures.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but it's nighttime, so you know what that means.
What?
The men are coming back.
Oh, I was like, what does it mean?
It means the important shit's going down. The men are coming home, Laura.
No. Drew's been watching a bunch of Joe Rogan.
I would have not done well in this.
Joe Rogan, Mad Men. I'm just watching it all the goods. You know?
So that was Edward Scissorhands. What do we think? What'd you think, Bri?
I had a good time. It was a nice, it felt like an 80s, early 90s movie where it's just real, for as confusing as the movie was, just real simple plot line. Goes from here to here, and it's just ends nice and tiny.
I'm straight up disappointed right now because every time for every episode we've ever come back to what did you think? Brian always has something silly and fresh to say, and he comes off with a real fucking review.
The most wacky movie.
I mean that's the thing is I don't know that I could come up with something wackier than.
I can't believe he had a scissor dick too, or something like that, you know, or I can't believe the grandfather was really an alien. No, he's like, well, it was a pretty.
It was a wholesome movie.
Wholesome, straightforward. There was a murder, but.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that murder.
Yeah, there was a murder. There's a couple weird things. The murder is one.
The murder being one.
Murder is one of them. Everyone who's just horny for the Scissorhands.
So horny.
A wild thing that I was not expecting to be a part of this film.
I don't remember that either.
Oh God, yeah. I absolutely remember the horniness of the Scissorhands, but I only really remember the horniness from Joyce. Everyone else was just like they wanted to get to know him, but no one else was dripping like she was all over them.
Jesus fucking Christ. You're not wrong.
Just so everyone knows, because I'm sure I am editing a lot of it out. Drew, I mean, I've joined in, but Drew especially has been real gross this episode. Some real bangers that are not
that aren't gonna make it in.
Those are on the cutting room floor, unfortunately.
And I also did watch a clip of Edward Penis Hands. So we're just like really.
Merry Christmas, really everyone!
I forgot it's our holiday. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, it's like she takes him back into the room to basically freaking rape him. Like, what is she gonna do? Like. He doesn't know what's going on. Oh my god.
No.
Problematic, but
that's always the hard thing with these movies that are like, oh, this person is like I struggle with that with like the what's the movie Drew we went to go see?
Uncut Gems? Oh no. Oh, you're talking about the one we saw did we go see something recently?
Yeah, Poor Things.
Oh, Poor Things, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Where you're dealing with someone who's like got the mind of a child.
Yeah.
But then you're putting them in these like weird like sexual situations is like problematic. Yeah. That's always very weird to me. And then I maybe I didn't like this movie as much as I thought. So I'm kind of going through a laundry list of things I didn't like. But it also had this like Romeo and Juliet vibe in like a bad way of like, I get that they wanted Winona Ryder and Johnny Depp to be like in love, but I didn't see why. Like there wasn't, I don't know. I felt like their story, I didn't get a ton. It was like, oh, there's a creepy person in our house and I don't like them. And then just
he's nice to me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. It was like, because Jim's an asshole, it makes him look better.
Yeah, for sure. But there isn't anything that's like, oh, I like you because...
You're nice to me.
You're nice. It was when such a low bar.
Literally said like, I broke into the house because you asked me to, and she was like, hearts in her eyes. Like what?
Yeah. I think it was when he electrocuted himself. That's when she knew.
She started.
Yeah. You know.
What do you think, Drew? After rewatching?
Yeah, it's been a long time. I still enjoyed it a lot. These are when Tim Burton was still good. At movies. So there's a lot of, and again, the score is really good in the movie.
The score was really good. Yeah.
Anthony Michael Hall is again, the nerd from 16 Candles, the nerd from The Breakfast Club is a beefy boy in this.
Yeah.
With relatively not much time passing between the 5 years max, I think, between Breakfast Club and this. So like he bulked up and he plays a good antagonist. Like he was good. And again, everything in the movie is very, very like very 90s, 80s, 90s plot points where we don't, as an audience at that point, you just needed to know what they wanted and not why they wanted something. Or the real underlining reason why. There's no setup to it or like major setup, where nowadays where we watch a movie, we need to know pretty much every detail and how it wraps up too. Like you need to know the consequences of and everything, where nowadays, or in this movie, someone can get stabbed 3 times in the gut, pushed out a window, die on impact on the ground. And then it's just like,
it just gets left there.
Yeah. It just gets left there. Which is a testament.
Blocks of ice are showing up.
Yeah. That's just a testament to the town not giving a fuck about Jim's parents. Like they probably hate Jim's parents, honestly, because they're like, and they probably fucking hate Jim too, because he's a piece of shit. Even his buddy was just like, she's right about you. Like you are a dick. But overall, it was just a fun experience to watch with both of you as well. And to be as gross as possible as I could in this movie. But I remember when we said we were going to watch this, and today I was like, I already have points I want to like get out immediately, like that I don't remember the answer to. Like, if you're going to make a fucking robot human boy, like, why on earth are you even putting hands on him that are not hands?
I know. That's my main like plot hole that I really can't get past of why those were a substitute for hands. Like, just don't give him anything.
Yeah, I'm wondering
why
if he
scissors.
Like literally, I wonder if he was just like, I took the best parts of each machine, and the salad cutting machine was the salad fingers, and and like I bet you you saw the way he walks. I bet you has those stupid cookie cutter feet too. He didn't take those dumb boots off. But just ranting and raving here. It's fun. It's a good movie. It's such a 90s movie though.
Yeah. I can see I remembered everything that I remembered. I can see why I remember it when watching it when I was a kid, because it was just the funny little things of like when he pokes the waterbed and like cutting the dog's hair and things like that.
Trying to get in the clothing and stuff. And he's like,
and he does such a good job in this movie with just his body, body language. And,
it's just funny that Johnny Depp was literally like a couple years earlier murdered by Freddy Krueger with knife hands, and then all of a sudden he gets knife hands. Like, he was in the first one. He gets sucked into a bed.
I remember that.
Yeah, it's pretty wild shit.
Baby
Johnny Depp.
What was funny, we were talking before about the description of the movie. It's like in different places because it's just such a weird movie. This was one that I found. I just thought it was so funny. It tells the story of an unfinished artificial humanoid who has scissor blades instead of hands, is taken in by a suburban family, falls in love with their teenage daughter. And that's it.
I love it. Okay. Let me go to...
what was the one that you found?
Here we go. When a mad scientist meets an early death, his creation is left to fend with scissors for hands.
That's literally like a small part.
It's a description.
It's a description.
Is it a plot? Nope. They just want to tell you. I love also when a mad scientist, when he's only titled as the inventor, I'm surprised it wasn't like, when a cookie salesman decided he wanted, like,
right.
Oh,
Mr.
God.
Keebler.
Yeah.
That's what you don't know, is that was Mr. Keebler up in the house.
Yeah, that's how the elves started.
Yeah.
They're all fucking robots.
Yeah. Well, they don't show you their hands in the commercial, but they're all scissors.
Yeah.
The movie was a success. The budget of $20 million, and it grossed over $80 million.
Nice.
And I guess it said that they didn't really advertise it probably as much as they could have. I think because the studio was still a little bit unsure. Like, really the only way that he got to make this movie, Tim Burton,
probably because of Batman.
Yep, was because of Batman. So they're like, okay, we'll let you do this, but they still were like, we think this is a little weird, so they didn't really push it. But if they did, it probably would have done even better. It was nominated for a bunch of awards. It won the Best Production Design in the British Academy Film Awards.
The BAFTAs, yeah.
But was nominated for some Academy Awards as well.
Was Diane Wiest nominated for an Oscar for that?
I don't know. I didn't look in the specifics.
I will have to find out.
But both Tim Burton and Danny Elfman said that this was their most personal and favorite work that they did together. So their favorite movie.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was the first collaboration between Johnny Depp and Tim Burton. We know that they've done a lot ever since. And it was funny when you guessed about the hair and you're like, wait, is that Sweeney Todd? Well,
yeah.
Also this. There were some other people that were up for the role of Edward. I like when they call him Eddie too. I think that like the guys, the men were just so like no one cares that he has scissors for hands.
Yeah.
Like, hey Eddie, come play in our card game. So other people that were up for the
card game.
Some really awesome card tricks. Up for the role were Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, Jim Carrey, John Cusack, Robert Downey Jr., and then Michael Jackson.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Weird, but okay.
Yeah.
I feel like
all of them doing it.
I could see Cusack and Downey Jr. doing it. I can't see Hanks. Like, I couldn't see Hanks doing it. Or Tom Cruise. I couldn't see young Tom Cruise in there.
Yeah, I can't really imagine Tom Cruise in anything because I've never seen a Tom Cruise film, so I don't actually know what his acting style is like. But
I still can't believe you've not seen a Tom Cruise movie.
Every time you say it, I'm like, zero? Like, but actually none?
The only movie I've seen that he's in...
Tropic Thunder?
Tropic Thunder. It is what I imagine is not like any of his other roles.
It's really not. He doesn't do comedy, so you know he does comedy well, but he's never in like many. He's not really in comedy films.
But I could see RDJ. Hanks would be weird. I feel like it would tonally feel a lot different.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. It said that Johnny Depp became like super passionate about the role. It took an hour and 45 minutes to apply like all the prosthetics and the costumes and things like that. But he like refused to have any cooling agents in the leather costume, so he was like passing out all the time from just exhaustion and the heat and everything.
God damn.
Yeah.
Come on.
So that was that. A lot of your guesses, I'm really not going to go over much because they were really spot on. Like unnamed suburban town. Yep. 1990. That was so confusing. And when I Googled, it really doesn't tell you what year. I think it's supposed to be that way. Like it has to be late 80s because like we were saying, they have VHS, they have CDs.
Yeah.
And I think it's just supposed to seem like a town that is still stuck in the past. But
I think when you do that, you kind of end up making like a very like timeless thing too. Like Wes Anderson, I think, does that too, where like he's not telling you what time it's in, but it just kind of gives you this Americana feeling.
Exactly.
Like a general Americana, and it doesn't really it's not like a noir film. It's a it's just kind of the classic American things.
And I think I honestly probably wouldn't have even paid attention to it or thought about it unless we were watching it, like we are now and thinking about it that way. But I probably just would have been like, oh, doesn't make sense that there's 70s clothing with CD players. But our door-to-door saleswoman Peg, she was selling Avon, not VHS players. But you know what? Maybe Jim wouldn't have had to break into his dad's room there if he could buy a VHS player from Peggy. When you guessed where Edward came from, not in the woods, not a government experiment or a weapon, but some sort of experiment, I think. And then you were guessing some of the things that might happen. You said he wouldn't hurt himself. Unfortunately, he was not.
He constantly was hurting himself.
Quite a bit.
Had a lot of scars, but he did become... Oh, you did say stabbings. Wait, I wrote stabbings at first. So you got that. Hairdresser, trimming hedges, very creative. Yeah, so you were spot on with that. We mentioned our uncredited boy band member was Nick Carter.
Wow.
For like just literally probably 3 seconds in the movie. And then how many words does Edward say?
He seemed to be higher up.
More than 20.
Yeah. It was definitely more than 45 too.
Yeah. You know how these things, there's different answers everywhere that I look, but I would say around 150 words.
Okay.
It's not a lot for, I don't know like what the average in a movie is, but for a main character, I'm assuming that that's pretty low.
It is. Because I think, go back to my Reel Doof notes here. We watched another movie
I was like
last year.
A question about that one other time, and I couldn't remember what it was.
It was about Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh yeah.
And we said, how many lines of dialogue did Tom Hardy have in that movie? And he had 52 words in that movie. And it seemed like he talked a lot in that movie. Yeah. So,
how did you find that so quickly?
I have notes by month or by every single thing of my.
What did you search?
I didn't search anything. I just started scrolling through my notes because I knew we listened to it last year.
That in
yeah, you see, it's just my little notes thing, and I just was scrolled up through 20, and I was like, Mad Max was right over here.
Oh, you remembered it was Mad Max. Okay.
Yes. I remember what movie it was. Okay. No, I knew that.
You were going from scratch. I was like, damn, that's impressive.
Thank you.
And you guessed a lot of the actors, right? Johnny Depp, Winona Ryder, Diane
Wiest.
Anthony Michael Hall, Vincent Price. We recognized Helen was the character's name. She was from 2.5 Men.
Yeah. I forgot about Alan Arkin, though.
And then, who was he?
The dad, Bob.
Okay. What other stuff was he in?
Little Miss Sunshine. He was really one of the biggest roles he was famous for was from Glengarry Glen Ross. He always showed up a lot in random things.
Yeah. And then Kathy Baker, who was the horny one. She was in Cider House Rules, Saving Mr. Banks, The Age of Adeline, which is where I recognize her from the most. Yeah. That was it. Take the doof meter out.
Yeah.
You got it? Oh, what it? Oh. Fancy.
Okay. All right, so our patented doof meter is our 1 through 5 rating system, where 1 is it's a movie, and 5 is like, imagine like you're staring up and like the beam of light comes down on you, and like all you just hear like heavenly music, and you start lifting off ground, and you're like, whoa, and you're like, my God, like what have I done with my life? Like that's like a 5.
Brian. Oh, wait, should I guess what he's going to say first?
Yes, guess Brian's.
Oh, this is a tough one. Okay. Okay. I'm going to change my mind.
Okay, you write. I have a question for Brian after he answers. Immediately after, before you even get into explanation, I need to know something, but I don't want to ask it now until we know your number.
Okay. You ready for my number?
Ready for your number.
Yep.
I think this is a solid 4.
Wow. Okay. I was going 3.5 in my mind.
Wrong way. I was a 3.
Oh, yeah?
Okay. Brian, does this make it into your Christmas rotation?
Oh, no.
No.
Oh, no.
Yeah, no. Definitely
I'm
not.
Surprised by that. 4, though. Okay.
Yeah, I
need an explanation for this one.
I think it's just like a classic film. Like, I feel like I knew a lot about this. I feel like I've seen this storyline. I mean, I guess it's also the Beauty and the Beast storyline, but like, I feel like I've seen it in this way and stylized in this way. I also think this is like, I guess aside from like Beetlejuice, the first like really gothic movie we got from Tim Burton in like very like his unique style. I don't know. It feels like the start of that like very goth trend.
Yeah. A lot of the like even shapes and things were very similar to things in like Beetlejuice and Nightmare Before Christmas. Like you could see some things that were in there and like that looks exactly like things from those movies. Like,
very stylized, very his style. And I'm not like a huge Tim Burton fan or anything, but like I think that this is like it's a very distinct thing. Like he created something that's very, very unique, very, very different, and it held up like pretty good. Like we went over all the stuff that I didn't like, but I still thought it was like very fun, very quick. I like that it didn't over-explain things. I think that movies do that now. Like they didn't need to spend a bunch of time on anything. Why is this guy making cookies? Just don't think about it. Like you don't need to go into the backstory of that. Just keep going.
Yeah.
And so it's like I had a good time watching it. It was. I can see why it was a classic, and I think, all of those little like cliches and stuff that pop up from this, I've seen in other things and be parodied and stuff. So it was just very neat.
Parodies. Just thinking which parodies you're talking about.
Some of my favorite.
All right, Drew. I know you've seen it many times, but
yeah, it's still a solid 4 for me too.
Yeah,
I saw it like really young, also like you did, and we're just like, it was just one of those like, very like cool and imaginative, you know.
Yeah, I would think I'd have to go with a 4 as well. Just like Brian said, it is just one of those classics that I think, whether you like it or not, you should watch it. It just in pop culture. That
man, we lived in such a weird time when we were like, I was probably like 6 or 7 maybe when I saw this. So it was probably out a year or two. But like, what were my like? Who showed this to me at such a young age?
There's lots of movies that I think back on.
Yeah,
I always think of Drop Dead Fred in that case. Like, that is such a raunchy movie, but it was advertised as a child's movie.
Yeah,
it is 100% not. And I watch that all the time. But I straight up blocked the murder scene out of my mind in Edward Scissorhands.
Right.
So maybe that's when my mom turned it off. She's like, "And we're done." Because I remember is she's floating around with the snow, and I'm like, "Oh, that's like a great ending to the movie." So.
But yeah, Laura was like, "Wait, why did she get cut? What happened? I don't remember any of this extra stuff."
No, I was just there for the jokes. All right.
I did like that it was also like I don't know. I'm not gonna be able to talk through it as eloquently because I'm a very tired boy. But I think that it also was a smarter movie than I was expecting. Like I think it had like a message in there about like, you know, differently abled people and their acceptance in society, and in a lot of ways there was like moments in this where it was like, oh, that is how you should just kind of like welcome people in and stuff. But then there's also this like capitalism message too of like, well, if you're useful, like if you're able to make money from this thing, and like that's how you kind of like become a benefit to society, is by, you know, making a profit somewhere. I don't know. There's an interesting point or two in there somewhere, but
all the men felt that way though.
It was
like, all of the men, that was their thing. They went out and they worked or they got money, and it was like, it was very much that was their message.
It's normal.
Yeah.
And for you to be a part of our society, you need to like adapt to that normality.
So I don't remember if I said this or not. It was based on a story that Tim Burton kind of had started, but it was based on his childhood and growing up in like suburban area and didn't fit in and didn't know how to fit in. So that's very much the message of,
he's Edward Scissorhands.
There was like a drawing that he did when he was a little kid that looks like Edward Scissorhands, and he saw that like drawing that he had done when he was a kid and started the whole story out of that.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's what I also
put that together when Tim Burton has Scissorhands.
Yeah, see, that's what I've been waiting for. That's what I've been waiting for.
Too funny. All right.
Let's get that doof meter out of there.
Doof meter away. Literally roll. There we go. All right. So I do have our game for Drew. This one is going to be a quicker one because there's only really 4 actors that I think I will be saying. So
I mean, you give me a handful.
It's either you're going to get it really quickly or not at all, because there's only 4 people. So, because everyone else, I don't even know like anything else they're in. So,
okay.
First we are going to go with Lewis Black.
Okay, just go to the next one.
Jonah Hill.
Accepted.
Okay. Yep. See, we're going to get that one really quickly. Well, that was a good one. You got it.
Yep. That was good. All right.
Maybe I should have started with Jonah Hill and then.
Yeah. Then
Jonah Hill and like Blake Lively. Would you have gotten it?
Not at all.
Okay. So
Blake Lively was in Accepted?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen it. So.
Oh, well, okay. I picked the wrong order then to go with.
Yeah, I really Justin Long's in that, right?
Yeah, but Blake Lively is the main like girl, his love interest. Yeah.
Well, alrighty then. I feel vindicated though, because the last 5 I've like gotten at the very last or not gotten it at all. So feels good. Feels good to be back, everyone.
Good.
And you can be back by following us
was like, who's gonna say
Are we doing? For some reason I was like, we're talking about like favorite scenes or something. That's right.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about our favorite. Did we? I don't think.
No, we didn't say our favorite scenes. Mine's when he stabs the guy.
I forgot about that part. I haven't hosted one in a while. I'm rusty.
It's tough.
What was your favorite?
You hosted last week.
I did.
I think so.
I did. It was Iron.
Oh, you're right.
I was like
Iron Giant.
Unless I really don't remember.
We're a mess.
Jeez. Oh my god.
I liked when I liked the first time that he like was doing like the hedge trimming. Like you knew something fun was gonna happen.
You just heard the little noises in the back. Like,
yeah, little like
yeah. I do like and he's like when he gets excited or like is interested in something and his little scissor hands just like wiggle. Yeah. I don't know why I think it's like cute. Oh god, no, not like in the way the those ladies thought.
Like when the lady gets on top of him and you mentioned his wiggling hands.
He did, but I no. Yeah. Okay. I take
not in the way where you want to take him into the back room
and show him the cloaks or whatever she was doing. Yeah. No. But I think the water bed scene is like still my favorite. It's just so fun. And like anytime that and when he's trying to eat the peas, cracks me up. Yeah. What about you, Drew?
Oh, I can't say the stabbing. Okay.
Oh, you? No, I forgot that. No, I forgot you said that.
Honestly, probably like one of my favorite scenes in the movie that I still like. I mean, when you say Edward Scissorhands, like you remember certain things. Probably like the first time when he's doing the ice sculpture and Winona like sees it and like does her little dance in the snow.
That is a good one.
Yeah, but I don't want to call it my like a favorite scene, but honestly, the stabbing actually like stuck with me as a child. It scared me.
Yeah,
like it actually scared me, and I remember like again, Anthony Michael Hall is like a really good actor. That's his face is of complete shock in there, and like I can remember just him like that even pushed back a little bit when it hits him in the like. That's the stuff like that I literally remember. I think the traumatizing stuff always sticks with you longer. Like E.T. seeing E.T. all pale in the in the little river that scared me half to death. Yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, that's like the traumatizing moment of this fun movie when he stabs a man and kills a man.
And his ex-girlfriend doesn't give a fuck. Like I know that they like he was shitty and they broke up and she broke up with him. But your ex-boyfriend just got stabbed.
Your ex-boyfriend of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just got stabbed in the gut.
Yeah.
And then fell out the window.
Up the murder.
Most likely broke his spine and neck, possibly skull. I mean, it's like a 3-story drop. Yeah.
Anyways.
Oh yeah, we're not getting into like the like unsolved mystery aspect of it.
If you want to cover up a murder,
go to Buttsunding with Brian.
Buttsundingwithbrian.com or reeldoofs.com and check out all the links to all of our social medias and previous episodes. This is like episode 90 something, so there's probably a couple that you haven't listened to. Just scroll back, find a neat one, have a little drink. Don't do that while you're driving, and enjoy the thing that we do. And if you do enjoy the thing that we do, just hit the subscribe button on the app that you're listening to us on, because that would be super helpful. Thanks.
Bye.